Once upon a time, in the land of Israel, there was a boy named David. He was the youngest in his family, with 8 older brothers, and lived in the town of Bethlehem. David's job was to shepherd his father's sheep. He spent much of his time in the fields, protecting the sheep from lions, bears, and other wild animals. On one occasion, when a lion attacked the sheep, David fought it off and saved the flock. He did the same with a bear. Because of this, David was very brave and believed that God would protect him. David was also a talented musician. He often played the harp, and his music was so beautiful that even the birds would stop to listen. One day, the prophet Samuel was sent by God to visit David's family. God told Samuel to anoint David, choosing him to be the future king of Israel. Even though David was very young at the time, Samuel obeyed God's command and anointed David instead of any of his older brothers. Meanwhile, in the valley of Elah, the Philistines and the Israelites were preparing for battle. The Philistines had a giant warrior named Goliath, who was tall and powerful. Every day, Goliath came out in front of the Israelite army and challenged them to send a warrior to fight him. However, no one in the Israelite army dared to accept the challenge because Goliath was too strong and intimidating. One day, David went to visit his brothers who were in the Israelite army. When he heard Goliath's challenge, he couldn't understand why everyone was so afraid. David said, "I will fight Goliath. God protected me from lions and bears while I was tending my sheep. He will protect me from Goliath too." King Saul, though surprised that a young boy would want to fight Goliath, eventually agreed. The king gave David his armor, but it was too heavy and uncomfortable. So David decided not to wear the armor and instead took his sling and a few stones. When David stepped forward to face Goliath, the giant mocked him, seeing only a young boy and not a warrior. But David replied, "You come at me with a sword, a spear, and a shield, but I come to you in the name of the Lord, whom you have defied." David took a stone from the stream, placed it in his sling, and swung it with all his might. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath in the forehead. Goliath fell to the ground and died instantly. David had won, and the Philistine army was defeated.
Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next adventure.